What's up guys, Rust Daddy here. Lately I received a lot of requests asking for my most favorite starter base. After some consideration I realized I did not have a single go-to starter and the ones I did end up using were mostly outdated. Therefore I've decided it is a time for an update. To be able to do that I first reviewed the most important elements of a starter base. From all in all, a good starter should have a security seat, enough storage space for the initial loot, and adequate living space where you can place and upgrade the workbench, slap a sleeping bag or two, and still have enough space for other deployables. In addition to that, you should also assume minimal blueprints and ideally allow for the most basic expansion to include a shooting floor for controlling the area, and perhaps even a hangar for the minicopter with an added bonus of utilizing electricity. Enter the Norseman. A simple yet effective and efficient starter that comes equipped with all the necessary elements of a fully fledged base, where every building block and corner is utilized to its fullest potential. I should stress however that this is still a starter and therefore should be treated as a temporary solution in preparation for building your main base. And before I jump into the build, I would also like to give special thanks to Evil Wurst for the valuable feedback on the design and to Nagaz for starting in the cinematic. Let's begin building the initial starter. If it's a fresh wipe, you can do it in smaller steps. First, gather approximately 3 trees and 1 stone node and craft yourself a stone hatchet, a stone axe, a building plan and a hammer. Use the crafted primitive tools to collect additional 4 trees and 2 nodes, craft a TC, a lock and a wooden window bar, and then confirm that you can place the following footprint. Place 2 square foundations followed by 3 triangle foundations and a square foundation on the side as shown. In addition to that, confirm that you can place a triangle on either of the 2 sides of the first square foundation. Once confirmed, upgrade the rightmost triangle foundation to stone and close it with 2 stone walls and a floor triangle on top. Then place a TC inside slightly to the left, lock it, and finally seal a triangle with the window frame and a wooden window bar. The area is now claimed, so you can proceed gathering additional resources required for finishing the initial starter. Gather additional 2 trees and stone nodes and craft yourself a wooden double door with a lock. Once ready, place a stone square foundation adjacent to the TC and surround it with 2 stone walls, place a stone floor tile on top, and then seal it off by placing a stone wall frame fitted with wood double door facing outwards. You can now use this room to place your temporary deployables. However, note that at this stage the starter still lacks an airlock and is quite vulnerable to flame rates. Anyone with just a dash of low grade can easily melt the front door open by simply crashing a heli into the base. For this reason, you should yet again focus on gathering up more resources to complete the initial starter. Go outside and gather 2 more trees and 2 more stone nodes, and craft yourself a wooden door with a lock. Once ready, place a stone square foundation adjacent to the double door and surround it with 2 stone walls and a wooden doorway as shown. Then seal the roof with a stone floor tile and finally fit the doorway with the wooden door, effectively forming your first airlock. The initial starter is now complete, but it is still rather vulnerable to flame rates. Having said that, with the furnaces now up and running, you can gradually upgrade the base by replacing locks with code locks, wooden doors with metal doors, and gather enough scrap to craft a level 1 workbench that may be placed into the corner opposite to the entrance. In addition to that, you can now move the temporary deployables into the room with the workbench and then turn the former into a loot room. To do that, go outside and place a triangle foundation on the opposite side of the loot room. Then place a half wall and a floor triangle on top, go inside, place a stone floor at half height, and then finally break the twig. Now you can fill the loot room with containers of your choosing. While making these upgrades, you can ready yourself for the next building stage, where we will build a chute leading out of the core and a shooting floor with an airlock entrance into the base. For this stage you will require 100 metal, 3,600 stones and 1,800 wood. In addition to that, you will also require a sheet metal double door, 2 wooden doors, some code locks, wooden window bars and wood shutters. Go outside and upgrade the stone triangle foundation that houses the TC to metal, as you may not be able to do that later. Then place a stone square foundation outwards, a roof leaning against the base, and then seal the structure with stone walls on each side. Once done, place 2 triangle foundations in front of the entrance and seal it shut with 2 stone walls. Place a stone floor triangle at half height in front of the door and seal the roof of the further triangle with the stone floor triangle as shown. Then jump on top of the roof and form an entrance by placing 2 stone walls and a stone shelf at half height. If you're not planning to use a heli, seal the top of the chute with the stone floor triangle and fill the shelf with small boxes for dropping loot. Otherwise, keep the set floor triangle wood for now. Lastly, seal the chute with a stone wall frame fitted with the sheet metal double door facing outwards. This way you will at least have some protection when leaving the base for now. Up until this moment, the build did not assume any blueprints. Nevertheless, throughout the wipe you may stumble across some of the blueprints that are necessary to finish the build and that will greatly improve the overall security. If you happen to stumble across a shotgun trap, a good place to deploy it is in front of the entrance on the first floor. While this compensates for the lack of a proper airlock, you should immediately proceed building the shooting floor that will allow you to have better control of the surrounding and provide you with additional airlock into the base. To build it, go up onto the roof and build 5 wooden window frames as shown. Then form an airlock in front of the slanted roof entrance by placing 2 wooden doorways and 2 wooden doors so that the inner door opens outwards. Fit the window frames with wooden window bars and wood shutters on the inside. Finally, seal the roof with stone floors. To improve the shooting floor, you can make use of various deployables such as wooden signs and picture frames for cover. You can mix and match them depending on surrounding landscape to fit your needs. In addition to that, you can also place campfires in front of the window frames for added shooting angles. Lastly, you can even place an additional wooden wall frame in the middle of the shooting floor and fit it with the wood double door that opens outwards to form an additional fallback airlock. The first expansion of the base is complete, so we will next focus on upgrading it further to improve its security and function. To upgrade the base, you will require 6 HQM and 1.9,000 metal. In addition to that, you will also require garage doors, reinforced glass windows, shotgun traps, and other deployables. Once you've acquired the garage door blueprint, you can replace all existing sheet metal double doors. In addition to that, you can grab a tool such as a hatchet or a sword, pick out the initial starter doorway and replace it with a metal wall frame and a garage door as well. Once you've obtained reinforced glass window blueprint, you can use it to close the TC. In addition to that, you can now move 3 furnaces into the corner triangle of the chute. First, upgrade the TC wall to metal, place the furnaces, and then seal them with a stone window frame fitted with reinforced glass window as well. By now, you should have also gathered enough scrap to craft the level 2 workbench. This may be easily replaced instead of the level 1 by destroying the first one with a tool such as a hatchet or a sword. As a quality of life, you can also place a locker to the right, and a barbecue with a small box under to the left. In addition to that, several shotgun traps can be deployed throughout the base to improve its overall security. Note that the shotgun traps guarding the chutes are very difficult to drain. Lastly, to make the base into a minimum of 12 rocket rate, upgrade the floors, walls, and ceilings of the 2 square foundations to metal and the floor triangle above the TC to armored. With these upgrades in place, the base is now significantly more secure. However, there are still a few more tweaks that you can do to make it more complete. One option is utilization of electricity, which is now a very common practice even in smaller form factor bases. If you're not used to electricity system in Rust, integrating a simple automatic light system is a perfect circuit to start with. To build the automatic light circuit, you will require a large solar panel, a small battery, an electrical branch, a blocker, and a ceiling light. Begin by placing the panel on top of the roof. When placing the panel, make sure that it is facing north, which has been tested and proven to be the most optimal orientation. Now go downstairs and deploy the remaining electrical components. Place the ceiling light in the center of the living room and the rest of the electrical components by the TC as shown. Then grab a wiring tool and closely follow the wiring sequence. Do not hesitate to pause and rewind the video at any time, and when in doubt, consult the schematic that was shown previously. With these simple steps, the base is now equipped with an automatic light that switches on and off depending on the time of the day. If you are determined to continue expanding the base to include a hangar, we will be able to modify the circuit further to include automatic garage doors for the hangar as well. To build a hangar, you will require 3,600 stones and 700 wood. In addition to that, you will also require a garage door, 2 sheet metal double doors, some code locks, a shotgun trap, and some storage containers. Begin by grabbing a tool such as a hatchet or a sword and pick out the wooden floor triangle above the chute. Go on top of the roof and seal the perimeter with stone walls and a wall frame fitted with the garage door as shown. Then seal the roof and place a floor and a floor triangle in front of the garage door to form a helipad. Inside the hangar, form a loot room to the right of the chute by placing a stone wall and 2 stone floor triangles at half height and then a stone wall frame in front. Fill the loot room with containers of your choosing and then close it with the sheet metal double door facing inwards. For the chute entrance, place an additional stone triangle shelf at half height and a stone wall frame in front. Then place a few more drop boxes on the shelf and close it with a sheet metal double door facing inwards as well. You can place a shotgun trap inside the hangar facing the garage door to protect from potential door campers. Lastly, to discourage pickaxe raiding, consider spending additional 300 metal frags to upgrade the entire hangar floor to metal. With the building steps now more or less complete, the only thing that is left to do is to upgrade the electrical circuit to include automatic garage doors and optionally 1 or 2 more ceiling lights to light up the hangar and the shooting floor. To do that, you will require 1 more electrical branch, an HBHF sensor, a door controller, 2 ceiling lights and a switch. Start by placing the sensor right next to the hangar garage door on the outside and a door controller on the inside. Once placed, close the garage door, unlock it, pair the door controller, and then lock the garage door once again. Now jump onto the roof and replace the solar panel just as previously described and reconnect it to the original electrical branch downstairs. Then place the additional electrical branch next to the other components as shown, grab a wire tool and first break the existing connection between the battery power output and the blocker. Once done, connect the battery power output with the new electrical branch power in, set the branch off to 4 and then connect its branch out to the blocker power in and its power out to the HBHF sensor upstairs. As soon as the sensor is connected, grab a hammer and set the sensor to exclude all unauthorized players from triggering it. To complete the circuit, simply connect the sensor to the neighboring door controller. Lastly, place a ceiling light inside the hangar and connect its power into the pass-through on the ceiling light downstairs. It might be tempting to have an additional ceiling light on the shooting floor. Not being able to control when the light is switched on or off might be disadvantageous when fighting at night. If you're still determined, however, consider using a simple switch that may be connected from the hangar ceiling light pass-through and then feeding into the ceiling light on the shooting floor. For this circuit to work, you would have to increase the second branch off from 4 to 7. And there you have it, an all-round starter that comes equipped with all the necessary elements of a full-fledged base and that will hopefully carry you safely throughout the beginning of the wipe as a starter or even as a cheap and functional flanking/farm base. So if you like what you saw, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And whether you did or didn't enjoy the video, please do leave a comment in the comment section below as I would really like to know what you think. As always, this was Rust Daddy and may the next wipe be ever in your favor.